Shalom, first and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother shot there from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is huge news. It says commercial development of gene edited food now legal in England. All right. Because if you know anything about England and the rest of Europe, those countries have completely forbidden the selling of GMO food for consumption. Okay. If you've ever had a chance to, it doesn't even have to be Europe, but just go to any country outside of the United States, the food is on a totally different level. I mean, when you eat the food there, your body feels like vitalized, like revitalized. It feels like you just ate something nutritious and your body has energy to do stuff. I mean, it doesn't have the same taste. You don't feel bloated. I mean, the mere fact that it's natural and, a lot of these countries, they're on the coast, so everything is fresh that day. The fish, the lamb, the cow, I mean, granted, we're not supposed to eat that stuff, but even the bottom feeders and the swine, all of that stuff is just fresh. It's not all mutated and genetically modified like it is over here. But nonetheless, it says gene edited food can now be developed commercially in England following a change in the law. Supporters of the technology say it will speed up the development of hardier crops that will be needed because of climate change, so-called climate change. Critics say that the change could bring disaster to our food production and the environment. Gene editing involves making precise changes to an organism's DNA to enhance certain characteristics, meaning it's being genetically modified. Okay, it says the new law also opens the door to the development of gene edited farm animals, GMO animals, but a further vote by MPs will be required before it is allowed, again, only in England. The Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish governments have not permitted the commercial use of gene editing. It says gene editing in England had been covered under the same tight regulation that has restricted the commercial development of GM crops, genetically modified crops, under EU law. Brexit has enabled the Westminster government to relax the rules for the newer technology. It says the chief scientist advisor for the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, Professor Gideon Henderson, says that the new rules will lead to better food production and bring jobs and investment to England. It says what has changed that we can now use precision breeding technology developed in the lab and take it into the field so that we can grow better crops and bring them to the market more readily so that we can use the technology to enhance agricultural outcomes and food production in the UK and globally, he said. Okay. I mean, this is quite the lengthy article, which I might read on my own later on, but you get the gist of it. All right. Like I said, in many of these European countries, they have forbidden the use of genetically modified organisms because of the detriment that it has to the human body. I mean, look at the people in America. Diabetes, high blood pressure, and these are in children. These are in children. I once seen a young child that was 11 years old, 200 something plus pounds with diabetes. Now, granted, we all know there's other elements that factor into that, but the thing is like her case is not a once like a 1 in 50,000. I mean, America is filled with unhealthy children because of this corrupted food that we're eating. All right, it doesn't make any sense that you eat food and man, you got to work out for a week just to lose a couple of pounds. I mean, this food that we're eating is just complete trash. All right, and you got this devil talking about how he can improve on what the Lord created. And the thing is that that's a very prideful statement because the Lord made everything perfect. When you go to Genesis, I think it's the same. One, I'm gonna start at 9. Genesis 1 and 9, and it says, "And the power said, Let the waters under heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear. And so it was so. And the Most High called dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And the powers saw that it was good. And the power said, Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its own kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And the power saw that it was good." Okay, and I'm going to skip to the end where the Lord said, verse 28. It says, "And the Most High blessed them, and it's actually the powers blessed them, and the power said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And the power said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed to you, it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so." This is the point. "And the power saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good." Not just good, it was very good. "And the evening and the morning were the sixth day." So when the Lord created all this stuff, he created everything in its perfection. And now you got this devil in all his pride, thinking that he can do better than the Most High, introducing these GMO foods over in Europe because of so-called climate change. It just goes to show you that just as you got Israelites over in here in America suffering because of this messed up food, eventually you have Israelites over there in Europe and other places around the world where, as the scripture says, that Ezekiel 4:13, and it says, "And Yahweh said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." So for many, many, many years, okay, the people of Europe have been able to enjoy food without it being genetically modified. But now we are approaching the age where these devils, in their pride, thinking that they can do better than the Most High, wants to alternate the food to their liking and sell it to the people, knowing daggone well it's not healthy for them. And while everybody else is eating the genetically modified garbage and, for the most part, dying a slow death, okay, these devils get to enjoy the real food of life. They enjoy all the real foods, the real meat, the real lamb, the real cows, the real chickens, the real carrots, bananas with seeds in them. It'll be very interesting to see how quickly this catches on and other countries start to pass the same type of legislation for whatever reason they see fit. But that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.